So every individual have to have restriction. You don't have a right to damage the environment. Whether you are a middle class or a high class, whatever it be. You don't have a right to damage the environment, society. You have to focus. You should be very disciplined. That is what economic, social, and economic pillar supports growth without resource. That you may grow. You may grow. For example, you people are using short GPT, right? We are all using the short GPT to start. Or some other GPTs, whatever you are using. Do you know how much water gets wasted because of your query? Gallons of water. For a single query, don't use short GPT for your normal doubts. Because you are making big mistakes. How many gallons of water is going to be wasted for your small query? Because to support that query, what are the data servers involved? How they are protected? How much energy is going to be generated? How much power is consumed? How to generate that much energy? Through water. Yesterday we are asking, what about the sector of Prasad movies? Is it request? Don't play with the technology because you are making the society exploitation. Because of that, all the resources are going to be exhausted. You didn't have a right to do that. So now, if you can develop the application where resources are properly managed, then the charge is nowhere. Because we are lacking with the technology. It is a technology we are using, but we are wasting a lot of resources. Now, the question is, can't you develop a project? How can we solve that? Apply your mind. How can we solve this problem? Every individual using ChatGPT, everybody raising questions. Because of that, we are going to get lot of wastage of our resources. How to sort it out? Can you give some idea? Anybody? Anybody? Every individual is posing basic questions. ChatGPT is working for that, right? How you stop it? Anybody know? Any idea? I'm not asking you implement. I'm asking you what is your idea? Excellent. Ask it. After all, he opened his mouth. Second one is he interacted with her. Third one is he gave an idea. Really good. Because we have a classification technique. Instead of going to the actual server, that query, whatever you are going to type, that query we are going to be classified into critical, low level, high level, and then we can classification. Okay. Or else we may use the concept and caching. Treatment of questions. No need to put server. We can answer from the database. For that, okay. That way. Okay. So, now, which can only the resource also interested because of it does that. It's very LLMs, servers, high-end servers, then resources are going to be many. Got my point? So that is the process.
Hello.
They are making resources. Not get it.
Hello.
Because of our usage. With respect to the DPD handling. Okay? Am I clear? All of you. It is a research problem. Why don't we publish a paper on it?
Hello. Right. So the three pillars of sustainability is environmental, social, and economic. Yeah. Technology as an enabler. So here we are using sensor, data, and analytics enable sustainable decisions. Final assignment. That's right. That's okay. So you can see here, how many of you done projects on IoT? I work with, do you have any experience in IoT? What is IoT? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by thing? What do you mean by thing? Anything is a thing. Any object you consider as a thing. When it becomes smart, if the thing should communicate some data to server or some other program, that becomes a smart object. How you make it? By attaching either actuators, hello, or sensor. The sensor will sense the data and transport the data to the cloud, ThinkSpeak cloud. You know, academia projects, I think you may use it, right? Google Cloud, whatever the cloud you may be. Okay. Here, we are monitoring the waste and we classify the waste. In the bin, it may be a e-waste, it may be a wet waste, it may be a dry waste, whatever the waste it could be. Because if I know the waste type, then I can solve the problem. Without having the data, you cannot solve the problem. Okay. I thought that waste is a problem because overfilling, overflow of waste in the earth will impact the climate. You are using a lot of resources, you are wasting a lot of resources. In the example, I said the ChatGPT was running a query with a lot of wasting of resources. That is not that much important query. Okay. Similarly, there is a waste. The waste will be classified into different types. So if I know how much wet waste, how much dry waste, how much e-waste, how much plastic waste, like that we can classify the waste. All the classifications will be measured. Without measuring the data, you cannot take your decision. You cannot do the analysis, right? So for that, we are making things technology enabled. Here the technology IoT. Then what it is in middle? We have a database. We stored it. And then we are using optimization techniques. Optimization techniques. Do you have elective optimization techniques? Yes or no? If not, please add a subject optimization techniques. Uttari, we can add in a subject optimization techniques and elective for the third year, second semester or final year students. Because optimization techniques are very, very important. I think we have operational research, right? Huh? Sir, yeah, that some advanced stuff we can call as an optimization techniques. It's very, very important subject. So, using Spark, how many of you know about the tool Spark? Have you installed a Spark? Okay, where are you now? The latest tool it is actually. It supports the IoT problem. Do you know Hadoop? Oh, great. What is Hadoop? Why it is required? To analyze the data. Okay. Spark is a tool which contains all the services required for a data analysis. Okay. Please learn Spark. Then, so this slide will help you how technology gets involved for our sustainability development. Got it? Then. The role of computer science. Here actually our role comes here. Our why I say our because I am from computer science background. I think many of you from that background only. All are same. Oh, great. So our role is now comes here. What is our role here? We have to analyze the data. We have to apply AI and ML. Which is first? AI is first or ML is first? AI first, huh? ML first, huh? Yes. ML is subset of AI. Which is superset? AI. Got it? Right. I don't discuss much about that. Then IoT, then decision intelligence. What it is? What do you mean by this? Assume you may become a CTO, Chief Technology Officer. What is your role in the company? Definitely, you may reach the stage where after joining company, you may get a role like CTO after 20 years, something like that. What is your role? You just see the report. Where, what's going on? High level report will make him to take a decision. Got it? How many of you know about reporting tools? What is the reporting tool people are using right now in your project? Have you come across business intelligence? BA. Power BA. Oh, Power BA. Have you know about Power BA? Oh. Have you generated any report for that using the tool? Great. So that is what. So decisions will be taken based on the report, based on the after data analysis. Okay. So what is the role of AML here? AML will train the algorithms, analyze the data. Using a lot of algorithms we have. There are different types of data, different types of learning methods. What are they? Supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. Can anybody will explain about reinforcement learning? What is the reinforcement learning? Our brain should train with success and failure. In success, we get awarded. In failure, we discard them. Based on that, we will take the action to move forward. So it will always give success because all success we are taking to move further. Okay. Every stage we are reinforcing the success to get an outcome as a success. Yes or no? Got it? So this is about your basic level of AML. Okay. So these technologies we are applying for our sustainability development. Understanding waste. Waste is an outcome of consumption and production. Waste is an outcome of consumption and production. You will have a right to consume more resources. You will have a right to produce more products. Because if you produce in your own way, if you produce the things like that without having the demand, it is a failure of our economy, failure of our ecosystem. Because you are using resources just like that. You don't have a right to use resources. Because the resource is not for an individual, it is for the society. It is for the society. So please mind about your waste. Waste is an outcome of both consumption and production. What types of waste we have? What type of waste we have? We have municipal solid waste, plastic waste, e-waste, biomedical waste. We never ever think about waste. It's a big business in India. Trillions of rupees transactions are happening there, but we don't know. They are ruling the world to go in that domain, waste management domain. Just an example, I think you may be involved in your, in your home, you may have some functions on that time. Assume you planned for 100 members, only 10 members only came to the home. What about our 90 members? Food. Then you come to know how to manage that. Because that food is wasted and how to transport it to some location. Again, it is a expenditure. Got it? So, wastage management is a science. Waste management is a science. In that science, we have to apply our green age and our IoT and our decision. Okay. Biomedical waste. In a super specialty hospital, you cannot imagine the waste. How many needles they are using? How many gloves they are using? Plastic waste. Okay. Then e-waste. Just I don't know who is the admin here. If you will talk to him, he will tell you the wastage, e-wastage. E-waste is very, very, very important. Exclusively for computer science. Every company, they are maintaining, I think, minimum 1,000 computers. Right? So, what is the waste? You have to imagine that. How to address that? The entire waste is dumped into the earth, just like that. It is filling the earth like anything. Then, where is the question of survival of a human being? Dumping yard in metropolitan cities, dumping yard plays a vital role. You cannot, move over there if there is no dumping yard. You cannot stay in your home if there is no waste collection. Assume 5 days nobody came to collect your waste. What is the situation? And again, I am telling you, it is a hazardous situation for us because we are keeping our dump, all our waste dump just like that. After some time, we cannot survive. Because Delhi is facing the same problem right now. Our capital city, Delhi, is facing the same problem, waste management problem. Because recently, Government of India shared a proposal, research proposal of waste management. By collaborating with ISM Dhanbad, Ramesh Babu, Professor and myself, I submitted a proposal on for waste management. Lot of fun is there. Faculty, whoever really having interest, you can go through the DSP proposal, you can apply for that. There is a lot of funding on waste management. Right. Next slide. Linear economy model. Linear economy model means the current traditional way we are following, traditional approach we are following is we are taking whatever the resource, natural resource we are taking like nature. We are taking everything from the nature. Because there is no limit. There is no limit. Everybody taking everything just like that. Then making. After taking, if people are making it, you are making it, you are using, then you are disposing. That is the problem. Then you may have a question, sir, what to do now? What is the solution for this? Okay, that is my outcome of this session. We are now, the present trend is what? Linear circular model. What is that? Linear economy model. We are taking whatever we have, without any limitation we are taking. Okay, you can take, nature is accepted, but you are making, okay, but you make it and you use it. Then you are disposing. For making, using, and disposing. That is the problem. This is the problem. So what problems the society is facing with linear economy model? Landfill overflow, pollution, resources, depletion. All resources are exact. This is the situation. See, this is the situation where we are. If you go, because we are always in internal city, when you go outside, just to check the industrial area, you come to know how you will get affected. You are mostly how it is get affected. Here, specifically, if you can use resources just like that, definitely there is no future for your next generation. Ultimately, every species trying to make their next generation to strong. That is the nature. Okay, but what we are doing, we are making things, results, and everything we are explaining the sector, and we are wasting our energy. There is no future for future generation. And also there is no future for the present generation. Because this slide will make you enable what's going on in the okay. Then solution to the problem. The problem is linear economy model. The problem is the linear economy model. Okay, it's a major problem. Now the solution is circular economy model. Designing out waste and keeping material in use. So what is the solution? Is it really feasible solution or not? We have to focus. The solution is you can produce, you can use, then recycle. This initiation already started. Recycling is very important. Whatever the amount you want, you can take. You can make. You can use. Then don't dispose. You can recycle. You did it further. Because what happened? If you recycle and use it, what happened? There is no overfilling of land. But what we are doing, we are overfilling of the land. So a lot of waste. We have to stop it. How? By doing recycling. Yes. Hello. Hello. Make it sense? Recycling. Is anybody will tell about how to do the recycling of the resources? Come on. Pardon? Pardon? 4 hours. What is that? Recover, reduce. Excellent. Clap to her. That is my question. We have to reduce. What we reduce? Taking will be reduced. We are taking extended, right? That we have to reduce. Then what happens? Then future generations will have something to use. But we are not thinking about them. That's what I said in the first slide. We are taking our decisions effectively without thinking future generations. For your today's decision is effect of future. Anyway, there is common statement. If you prepare well in first year, automatically final year is easy to you. Whatever your today's decision will affect your future. So reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. Recover, very, very important. This is what a circular economy principle. So then what is your role here? Anybody? In linear economy, one time use. That is the problem. In the linear economy principle, what we are doing? One time use only. One time use and dispose. Taking, making, use it and dispose. That is the problem. That's why we have to focus on continuous value creation, circular. That will generate the continuous value creation. Right. You can see here. Can you correlate the previous slide with this slide? Anybody? Recycling, what it is? We are generating compost from one form to the other form, usable form. The first form here is, there are a lot of material which is there, waste material, dry waste, wet waste we may have. That we convert into composting. Somewhere it is useful. Hello? Somewhere it is useful. You are generating. First you are reducing. Then you are doing recycling. For reuse. Here, the composting is for what? Reuse. Then waste to energy recovery. Waste to energy is recovery. In our Amirpet, there is a power station. They are generating power from waste. Burning of the waste will generate the power over. There are a lot of industries, the entire India focusing on sustainability development growth. Not just normal growth. We have to focus on sustainability development growth. Okay. Growing means you are growing by using all the resources. It's not a real growth. The entire globe is facing this problem. All are faced with their models. That is why recently we also get added with this SDG, sustainable development growth. That is real growth. Growth without sustainability development is not a growth. You have to grow economically, socially, environmentally, by maintaining the sustainability development. These are the three pillars I told you in the last slide. Economical growth, social growth, and environment growth. All should have in your mind by developing any product. Right. Now, coming to our role. What is our role here? Tell me the technology, what we can use in this place. The first one is measure waste. Why we measure the waste? Somebody may ask you, what is your pollution index? How can you know? I want to, as a government, I want to build a policy. I want to build a policy. How would I? Without knowing the data. So first we have to measure the waste. If you measure the waste, so how will you measure the waste? I would. I told you that different types of waste we have. For every bin, you have to apply a sensor. The sensor will collect the data in the entire street. What is the wet waste? What is the dry waste? Like the entire region, what is the wet waste and what is the dry? And the entire, division, what is the wet waste and dry waste? Then I will go with this policy. Because urban waste and non-urban waste is not same. There are policies I cannot build just like that. Any organization want to build a decision, take a decision and build a policy. Hello? Hello? Yourself. Are you with me? What technology we can use here? So segregation of waste is very, very important. So segregation and measuring of the waste. It is very similar to our project development. Without having the knowledge of data, you cannot build a project. That is why measuring of waste is a step one. So what tools we can use to measure the waste? We are depending on a technology. That's what the previous slide mentioned. IoT enabled, technology enabled. Here the technology we can use is IoT to measure the waste. Okay. Then track flows. Optimization I said. The transporting vehicles, because they're transporting the waste to the dump. So we should apply, best algorithm which we can track, which we can optimize the route that will help the products to maintain the waste, to optimize the waste. Okay, there you may use this image analysis. What is the truck number? How much load it is carrying? What way it is going? What is the optimist weight? And how to reduce the consumption of oil for the vehicle? These are all comes under track growth. Then optimized decision. Once we come to know the measuring of the waste and we can track that, then we take the decision. Intelligent decision through our AI algorithm or ML algorithm. Right. Here, data-driven decision contains data, analytics, prediction, decision, action. I am discussing about OTA. You may apply the same model for anything. With respect to sustainability, you have to get the data. That's why you have to measure the data, analyze the data, analysis, supervised learning or unsupervised learning or K-means, clustering, grouping, right? Leader K-means. How many of you know about the leader K-means? the root point, whichever we consider as a K, that will lead the other nearest point. Now, previously, K means only we take some point and we can apply the grouping. Now we are taking about a point which is a leader point. That is why with that leader K means what we do, we can do grouping effectively, efficiently. That's it. That was leader K means. Then prediction. Once we analyze, then we can predict. The patterns, if we can analyze, prediction is easy. If your feature set is extracted properly, if number of features are more, then obviously prediction rate is high. If your scale, data scale is high, then obviously what happens? Your prediction becomes easy, accurate. Then decision. Once prediction happens properly, accurately, then decision output should be very accurate. Once decision is taken, we can implement. That is what action. So, smart waste management example, smart bins, that's what I told you. Smart bins with IoT, sensor, actuators, detectors, anything which can communicate the data through cloud. Route optimization, then predictive analytics. The predictive analytics comes into your big data analysis, big data analytics, data analytics. Routing we can do through cloud. Because it is not a one vehicle, not 100 vehicles, millions of vehicles. All are get accessed properly using cloud and network. See, your technology is involved here now. Here's one example. All your big data, cloud computing, IoT, and anyway, I told you now, everywhere cyber security is must in all cases. Where the attacker may come and do exploit your systems, we don't know. In every phase, cyber space is there. Cyber requirement is there. That's about technology enabling fish. Then, career opportunities for CSA students. Now it is the time for new people. In coming scenarios, in coming days, definitely every company will maintain one sustainability analysis technique. Because government is insisting, you cannot take anything just like that. It is not our resource. Everybody want to take the things just like that. Obviously, forget about business generation, what about our state? That's why definitely we have to have some employment on sustainability analysis. And AI engineering, green technology, AI engineering. All your AI engineering principles you should apply to protect the green environment, social impacts, economical impacts. You have to thoroughly apply these algorithms and verify whether it is green affected or not. Then data scientists. These are the different types of opportunities exclusively for CSC and CAC allied students who are having computer engineering knowledge. They can able to grab these opportunities in sustainability. Now the coming era is for sustainability development only. I told you now, grow with sustainability development. Then finally, the key takeaway from my section is circular economy reduces waste. So you have to build a model, a framework that will help to the organization to stop the wastage. Data drives sustainability. Exactly, because you are measuring the data, you are analyzing the data, definitely you can implement the sustainability. You are taking data-driven decision to solve out the problem. The problem is linear economy model is the problem. Circular economy is the solution. To achieve the circular economy model, being a computer engineering students, we all should focus on our technology and we should strive for that. We have to get the decisions and take the action. These are the key takeaways of this session. Any queries on it, please? Any question? Feel free to ask the question. With respect to sustainability, with respect to technology. In the next session, I will tell you about what are the frameworks we may work on to stop this waste management. Any questions? I understand this. Okay. So that's about your session one. Right. You know the variable also. Yeah. Okay. There are some insights on waste management policies, frameworks, and global practice. This session may enable you to know about. Yes, hello. Yes. So the session objectives are to understand the waste management frameworks. You may learn the Indian policies and you may explore the global best practices from it. Right. The same question in the previous session I asked you. Urbanization. Urbanization is the key factor that will generate a lot of waste. Yes. Hello. I need your attention. Next. Rising waste volumes and environmental and health risks. What is waste management? What is the waste management? Systematic handling of waste. What is data structure? Hello? Yes. What is data structure? Anybody from this class? Anybody? I think you are fourth grade. Great. What is data structure? Can anybody define the data structure? From this class. What is data structure? Yes. Whatever do you. Without that, how you survey it? What is data structure? Tell me what is data structure? Anybody? What is it? Don't you know about data structure? What is array? What is an array? Huh? Stand up. Stand up and tell me. What you observed from it? Collection of homogeneous elements. What you did with the definition? Collection of homogeneous elements means what? What you did from that? Why you learned array? I think everybody learned array. Right? Whether in Java, Python, C, you learned array. Why array is required? Why array is required? Can't we write programs without array? See, array is nothing but you are segregating things based on the property. If all are of type integer, it is an integer array. It is nothing but an example of data structure, linear data structure. Hello? It is you should learn now. Otherwise, there is no space for you. You are outdated nursery in the world. Collections. What is collection? We have list, we have tuple, we have set, we have dictionary, we have array, we have graph, we have structures, we have all collection of all these people, data structure. Why data structure is required? Data can be forged like that. We have to organize the data. We have to organize the data in a structured fashion. Your own structure. That is array. Similar type of elements into one group. Structure. Structure means heterogeneous collection. Yes or no? Structure is a heterogeneous collection. Array is a homogeneous collection. The set of elements, sub elements are transferred into one side. That you can organize in the program. The keyword named as heading. Got it? Similarly, here, systematic handling of waste. What are the data structures we can apply to organize this waste? How you represent the entire classroom into memory? Anybody from the class? I want to represent this entire class into memory. It is required or not? Definitely it is required. How can I represent this class into memory? Anybody? I want to represent this table. I want to represent the floor. I want to represent the scene. I want to represent the fan, everything. I want to represent this as it is into memory. How would it? Have you come across a word like object? Object. What is an object? Anybody? Say loudly. Ma? Say loudly. Stand up and tell. What is an object? Very bad. Fundamental. Instance of a class. Okay. Object is a runtime entity. We can represent through properties and methods. This is the one way of representation of data in the memory. Because you are all, I think, mentioned, you are all computer science background. These are the fundamentals you must know. See, for every project, whether I think after this final year you may join in a company. For every project, we have a data that you have to store into the memory. How? How you can store the data into memory? Through objects. Earlier days we can use data structures. Now, object-oriented programming paradigm replaces objects. Object is the basic entity. It can be used to store the data, real world data into memory. How you build a bank application without having the object? There are sectors, insurance sector, banking sector, education sector, industry sector, whatnot. For every way, you have a website. I think in a web page you may have previous and next. What it is? Hello? In the website, in Gmail or somewhere you may go and see. There are two buttons. Previous button, next button. What it is? Slab filling. What is legally? Not? In the data structure, we have nodes. The node will contain the data and also address. Right? Yes or no? So here, you want to organize the data. What data you are organizing now? Waste data. Waste data you people are organizing systematically. And generation to disposal. From where it should start? Generation. You people are generating the data. To disposal. Sending to compare. Systematically you have to organize the waste. Then, sustainability focus. In the first session, we learned about what matters. What is sustainability? Whether it really impacts our lives or not. We decided. Now we want to follow sustainability. So, based on the sustainability focus, how your technology can be helpful to the society to organize the waste. What procedure should I follow? Engineering principles should I apply? What engineering principles should I apply to manage the waste in the environment? It may be e-waste, it may be a plastic waste, it may be a medical waste, it may be a any type of waste. For all these wastes, if you want to organize, you should follow systematic approaches. From where? From generation to disposal, and also sustainability focus. Right. How we have a product life cycle? Mechanical, civil people having the product life cycle. Software industry should have a software development life cycle, SDL. Here we have a waste management life cycle. Generation. Everybody, any dam can generate a waste. Everybody can generate a waste. From that waste, we have to collect. Generation, collection, sorting. Generation, collection, and sorting. All are interlinked. Okay. Then processing, disposal. These are the factors we have to focus on. So generation, collection and transfer, processing, and disposal. So every student should say, what technology can I use in the generation? What tool I can use it to transportation? What tool I can use it to, disposal? We have to take. Apply overnight. It is a project only. I'll give the fund to you. If you can provide a platform where I can easily sort it out my waste, I'm very much attractive about your product and I can give the fund to you. I will provide an opportunity to you to work on waste management. GHMC people will come and think about your product if you can give a demo as a project for waste management. It's not a normal one actually. GHMC will have a lot of fun. They will give 50 lakhs also if you want. Like that. For 1 year project. Don't think about jobs, create the job. Because job culture is over. There are no jobs. You can talk to your friends and your seniors, whatever it be. Now we are in the startup culture. Why don't you build an application? It is a present problem. Now our GHMC is facing. If we can sort out a problem for our GHMC, we can sort out a problem for all municipalities in entire India. Then you may be CEO of your company. You can recruit so many employees. Please think beyond the level. Come up with your solution. By using the technology, whatever you learn in the 4 years of course. Why don't you come up with a solution in the form of a portal or any platform? That's my idea. Job is readily available now. You are not grabbing this opportunity. This is the job only. If you go and give a demo for your GHMC commissioner, take appointment, give a demo, how you manage the waste, definitely they come forward to you to provide funding, to develop a simulation model. I am challenging you. Can you recruit people, your friends, whatever you want, you can recruit. Open their problem, which is right now. You have to focus on it. Right. There are different ways. Wet waste, dry waste, without it. You may quote more for hazardous waste. If you have a policy, if you create a policy and ask the government to follow, they will follow. Recently, I applied a proposal for ICSSR to create a framework for managing the waste. around 30 lakhs per year. Opportunities are with you only. Government is expecting people to work on. See, for every organization, it is going to be a problem. The senior architect is always thinking about a solution of a problem which the society is facing. For this, you are the senior architect. You design your problem. You design your solution to the problem and solve the issue of the society. Who are the customers for the product of the product? Public. So you have to think about public problems. Yes, sir. Say loudly. Say loudly. Then why you are worrying about your job? You have to worry about your technology. You have to worry about your technology to apply the technology for the current problems which in our day-to-day life we are facing. Yes or no? Yes or no? Right. See, all IIT students, they will think about jobs. Which Pilani, I think near to you, I think. Which Hyderabad. What they will do, they will think about their startup. In internship only, they will think about their startup. Why don't you people become as a team and why don't you try a startup? You know technology, right? You have established labs here, well-established labs. You can create your own server, your own cloud. Use the cloud environment, use the GPU, build a project, give a solution, and demo it, get the fund. For information, your college also will support you if you have a project with you. They will showcase. They will showcase, probably they can say, my students got this project from DHL Hyderabad. Why don't you try for that? If the problem is high, then you have to focus much on technology. Not only GHLC, you can go for any superficial hospital. Just to go and give a solution for their management of their medical aid. You have to come up with a platform where people can easily deploy the waste. In the platform itself, it will show you where there is the waste location. Immediately the fellow, he may be in the 100th floor or 60th floor, 30th floor, he never move to the first and second. Directly go to the location where the waste is. With that, you are reducing the traffic. You are reducing the electric attachment. You are saving the energy of the researcher. So if you can go and demonstrate this type of a project for corporate officers, you know how much they will fund, you cannot imagine. These are all the problems. These are all the open problems available in our day-to-day life. We are not focusing on. We are trying for company jobs. I am telling you, why don't you start your own company? For mine, sustainability as one parameter. That's all. Nothing else. Okay? Right. Whatever. See, if you have a municipal solid waste, we have a different types of waste. Municipal solid waste, plastic waste, biomedical waste, e-waste. Every waste is one problem. You may demonstrate your product to the GHLC, to get the funding. And also, you may demonstrate your product for hostel as part of biomedical waste. You may demonstrate a product for plastic waste. Coca-Cola company can go and ask them, you provide me the platform, I will give the solution for your plastic waste. It's a big business. Billions of rupees will get. You become the CEO of the company. You have freedom to come and go, you have time to work whenever you want. There is no restriction for you. Okay? So these are the problems. Current problems which are still available to address. Ola is a problem is sorted out by one IAM. Do you know about it? So think about entrepreneur. Think like an entrepreneur. Don't think about job. The days are gone. Yes, municipal solid waste, what it is? Household and commercial waste. Major urban solid needs efficient system. Here, what type of problem you are expecting from this slide? Can anybody demonstrate the problem? By looking at this slide, is anybody can demonstrate the problem? Hello? Hello? Yes. I want to hear from you. Can anybody will demonstrate a problem? Problem statement from this slide? What you are observing here? Correct. Okay, how? Okay. See, I'll tell you one scenario. Right. Assume every street may have e-bill. Every street may have e-bills. Assume. We may take this as a pilot project for our college region, something else, pilot project. We may keep our e-bills. Once the bills get filled, we will get a notification to our driver. So in the area, the bills are ready to collect. Is that what you issue by doing that? Yes. By doing this, what you issue? Higher consumption. I no need to go and search all the bills in every day until the bill is get filled. Yes or no? I no need to pay for the driver every day. How many trips only if you go, that time trips only I will pay as a CEO of the company. Yes or no? So then why don't you try this as a one problem statement? Why don't you create one mobile application? Hello? Why don't you create one mobile application where you may get a notification to the drivers and also that can be tracked by the CEO of the company. So here IoT is applied, traffic is get managed and mobile applications can use to get the notification. That's the point. So these are all the problems waiting for you for your solution. Plastic waste. If I can classify waste at bin level, for example, one-time waste or recycled waste, then it is easy to me to segregate the waste in industry to generate energy. In the bin itself, we can classify the waste. The statistics will let us know that these are the one-time waste, these are the multiple times we can use. That itself I can take it and I can use that waste for building new products. Single dam waste it may not useful. I can segregate in the wind itself. So manpower is get reduced because of that. It's a very, very important. Basically, we are computer science, we are generating a lot of e-waste. We are all focusing on our e-waste because we are generating a lot of e-waste. What is that? Discarded electronics. Hazardous substances. Resource recovery potential. What is it? Recovery. There are so many chips we can recover. And so many electronic goods we can recover. With recovery, what we will do, we can reuse. That's what we said in the 4 R's. Reuse, recover, reduce, recycle. Healthcare generated waste. Very dangerous waste. Healthcare generated waste is very dangerous waste. So all corporate hospitals are facing a lot of problems with healthcare generated waste. We may recycle in the same organization itself, or we may transport extra budget to somewhere to recycle. And also cost research, very, very effectively. So why don't you come up with a solution for them? It's also a problem. Research problem. Segregate, separate between collection, transportation, segregation, reuse. In all these 4 areas, we have the place to work. You have to build your application. You should apply your EA. You should apply your IoT. You should apply your ML. You should apply your big data analytics. Come up with a solution for corporate, medical industry, drug industry. They are facing a lot of problems with their waste. I told you that satellite waste also very industry. Recently, NASA sent one satellite to collect the waste. You can say stay in the collection. I developed some Python program for your reference. The given data, I taken a one data set and I developed an application to manage the risk. I'll show you. You may get some insights over Python and how to address the scalable project. Right. Right. Coming to the point. Hello. Now the point here is what are the Indian waste management framework? Policy driven approach. We have to build the policy framework to follow. Rules and standards. Without rules, nobody set it. In Delhi, what they will mention? Odd number will go. Alternate. Not all cars are ready. There is a rule. Definitely. We come up with a lot of rules in future. Then local body responsibility. So local body means from village level, everybody should take decisions. They have to feel responsible for the society. So these are the policies. Solid waste management rules, source segregation, decentralized processing, and accountability. These are the rules. So plastic waste management rules, extended producer responsibility, single-use plastic reduction. These are the rules the government should take. These are the initiatives the government should take to manage the waste. So you should express to the government, based on these policies, we can effectively manage the waste. If we can develop a product and we can explain them, based on these rules, based on these policies, I can be able to guarantee for the waste management. Then we can recommend these rules. Hello, yes. Recycling targets. Again, formal recycling and safe disposal. So it's very important. End of life responsibility, encourages eco-design, support. Hello, yes. Any question? What is the CPI? Do you have any problem statement? At least you learn today. What is circular economy? Just now. The last session we discussed about circular economy. What is the advantage of circular economy? Huh? Reusing and recovery. Two things. Now, global best practices means what they will do, they will add the technology with policy. In some countries, Germany, Netherlands, Poland, some countries they are following technology with policy, then citizen participation and the data-driven government. Technology enabled government. In Andhra also the government started Workshop Cse, similar to that. You can see in the globe, this is the flag of the country. Energy recovery is there, minimum landfill, waste to energy. Freedom, they are following. Freedom following is free following. Every waste they convert into energy. And minimum landfill, their focus, their challenge is minimum landfill. Because why? If it is minimum landfill, ecosystem is not get affected. Then energy recovery. Then global practice 2, strict segregation, advanced recycling, and public awareness. These are the policies they are following. Who? The country, Japan and Germany. Japan and Germany. Germany is like. Okay. What is the role of data in the policy community? For every project, data is a vital element. Without data, you cannot implement the project. So here, monitoring compliance, measuring performance, assessing impact. These are the major strategies to how to focus. So finally, we are implementing waste management through policy-enabled sustainability. Global model offers lessons, data strengthen governance. Okay, so that's about your workflows, framework for good governance in the entire globe to maintain the eco-friendly society without disturbing the nature by maintaining our resources properly, managing properly, by mind the future trends, future generations' future. We have to evolve, we have to grow. That is what is a complete growth. Sustainable development is part of our growth. Then only it will to the complete growth. So this is about section 2. If you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions? Almost 10 to 15 problem statements I hand over to you right now. Just to go through the PPT 1 and PPT 2, we can able to get what are the problem statements. These projects, if you can implement, it will get a lot of fun. There is no second thought on it. But only my concern is at least you people to develop a product, focus on sustainability. There are various industries require you people to manage their waste. You can develop your program, you can apply your application, and you can project there. You can attend the forums where angel investors are readily available to fund you. Okay, that is the way only you can get the job. Okay, don't again I am repeating, don't look for a job, to create a job, to start your industry by mind sustainability development. Okay, so thank you very much. Yes. Yes. For the next session, I am sharing data set. Hello. All of you. This is the Excel. I am sharing this data set to you. I'll give the task 1, task 2, task 3. It is Excel only, nothing else. You come up with a solution with Excel. I'll give a solution in Python for the same task. Okay. So here we have a CD and the waste generated tons per day. Collection efficiency. What do you mean by collection efficiency? Huh? Percentage of collection. Then recycling rate. How much out of this, how much you are going to be recycling? These are the columns. You have to provide me which is the city will have highest waste generation and which is the city with the lowest generation and what is the average waste generation? These are the queries. In the data set, you have to identify the highest waste generation, lowest waste generation, and the average waste generation. Then after that, you provide me problematic cities. What are the problematic cities in the data? By observing the data, by going through the data, you have to provide me what are the cities which are problematic.